Welcome back to the Hades 32 Heat series, where I'm clearing Hades at 32 Heat with every weapon, every aspect, and a few fun challenge runs. Today, we're going to be doing a build that I think most people would think is dumb. And I don't care because I love it. We're going to be doing a Guan Yu build. From what I've seen, Guan Yu seems to be the most universally hated weapon. And I personally, I love it. I know it's not fast. I know it's not great for speed runs or trying to get clear times, but if you're just having fun with the game, I love Guan Yu. I actually think it's a very fun weapon. So what's the deal with Guan Yu? Guan Yu reduces your max health by 50%. Guan Yu has a very heavy, slow attack and a slow single throw spear. It's not the one that you recall like the other spears. But then it also has a unique spin attack. So if you charge up the spin attack, instead of it doing kind of like a spin around you, it unleashes a vortex that hits for 50 damage per hit. And each time it hits an enemy, for every enemy it hits, it will restore 1 health to you. So we're going to be leaning into that. We're going to be making some pretty heavy adjustments to our Pact of Punishment as a result of that. But we do have to update some Mirror of Night settings. Most of them we're going to keep the same. The only one that I think we may change is instead of Privileged Status, we'll go with Family Favorite. And instead of God's Legacy, we'll do God's Pride. And this is one of the times we actually will use Fated Persuasion instead of Fated Authority. And the reason I'm doing this setup is because we're not just doing a Guan Yu build, we're going to be doing a Boonless Guan Yu build. So how does that work? Well, for Tartarus, we won't need to worry about our damage output too much, but in Asphodel, we'll probably switch to the Shattered Shackle and keep that for the rest of the run. That will give us an attack bonus comparable to a high rarity but low level, Olympian attack bonus. But for now, we're going to start with the Cosmic Egg because we want Chaos, and we want to get Chaos at as high a rarity as we can get. Now, one of the things about Guan Yu, and the reason why I'm doing this build, is that it is very hammer dependent. You want Daedalus hammers. You want as many as you can get. And there is a hammer waiting for us outside. Not only that, but one of the hammers that is available is the exact one that we want to start with. So, let's get to it. What do we need for this? First of all, this is a very slow build. It is slow. So we're going to turn tight deadline all the way down. The other thing is that we have very low health. So it's probably a good idea to turn hard labor down a bit, but it's not really required. What we will do, though, is we're actually going to turn lasting consequences all the way up. And the reason for that is because we don't actually need to worry about restoration effects for the simple reason that our spin attack that restores our health is not actually affected by lasting consequences. It doesn't matter what lasting consequences is set to, it will still restore our health. So with that, we're at 32 heat. Now, forced overtime turning down could be useful as well, because the bonus move speed and attack speed of enemies can be tricky for such a slow weapon. So we're going to have to make up for 3 heat somewhere else. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to turn up Underworld Customs. Since we are doing a boonless run, we are going to be forced to take boons, but we're going to try to keep to a true boonless run, where if we take an Olympian boon, we will not use whatever that boon affects until we get a chance to purge it, and then we will purge it in between Underworld regions. So for example, if we're offered something like our attack, special, and cast, I'll put it on my special, and I just won't use my special for the rest of that region until I get a chance to purge it. But because we're going to be purging boons in between each region, Underworld Customs is 2 easy heat, and we can offset the rest with damage control. Again, the spin attack does rapid hits in an area, so damage control is quite easy to turn up and get some extra heat with. And because of that, we actually are going to turn damage control all the way up, and we're going to turn hard labor down by 1, just to see if we can avoid taking too much damage here. Benefits package would be nice to turn down, but it's too much heat to get rid of for what we need here. Yeah. I mean, we could, if anything, turn approval process all the way up and then turn benefits package down, because it doesn't matter what boons we're offered. Ooh, but it kind of does, actually. I lied. It kind of does matter, because if we're offered an attack, we don't want to take that. We're trying to keep this a boonless run. Okay, We'll be honest with it, and we'll stick with benefits package instead. So with that, I think let's get going.
Do your worst,
And let's try Boonless Guan Yu.
How suitably disgusting. Fling your blood at me like that again, boy, and I'll have you cast.
This is going to be a very challenging run, but I think we can pull it off.
Time for another blood spree then.
Okay, so we're going to start with the Daedalus Hammer, and this here is the hammer we want to start with. We want to start with Massive Spin. Now, the other hammer we want to get is Quick Spin, but we're going to start with Massive Spin, and the reason why is that a fully charged Quick Spin will deal more damage than just a regular spin, but even a half-charged Massive Spin will deal about as much, maybe a little bit less, of a fully charged Quick Spin. I actually haven't done the comparison yet to know for sure. But a half-charged Massive Spin, if you charge Quick Spin all the way to its full charged strength, the same amount of time put into a Massive Spin will deal about the same amount of damage with the same amount of blade radius. But a fully charged Massive Spin will obviously outperform Quick Spin. So, Massive Spin it is to start, and we will see if we can get ourselves a Quick Spin hammer in Elysium when that comes up. So the idea with this is basically just focus on your spin attack. You know, you don't necessarily need to worry too much about your other attack patterns. You can. There's nothing stopping you from using your special or your cast or anything. In fact, cast is a good way to increase damage with boiling blood, especially against some bosses. You don't need an Olympian for that. And your spin attack will deal damage not only to bosses, but to groups of enemies quite rapidly. Okay, perfect. Let's take True Shot, because we will not... we simply just won't use our cast for the rest of this region. So just launching our spin attack here, it'll take out all these crowds of skulls, while also restoring our health as we go, and yeah. The enemies don't move as fast because we've got forced overtime turned down quite a bit. We've designed our Pact of Punishment settings for this type of a build.
I'll just take that.
Centaur Hearts. That is arguably the most important thing to go for in this type of build, though, is because Guan Yu does have a severe health penalty, Centaur Hearts will offset that. Now, you do have to take twice as many Centaur Hearts to fully offset the penalty, but because we're not really worried about palms or boons or obol, Centaur Hearts are pretty easy to prioritize.
Much better.
Oh, there's another one. Perfect. Good start, good start. There we go. So even if we take a hit or two, it doesn't really matter with the healing effect of Guan Yu. We can get that health back pretty quick. We do want to avoid some of the heavier hits, or the more concentrated hits. But for the most part, we don't really need to worry about avoiding damage.
Get the spot.
Alright, let's take the shop, see if we get another Centaur Heart. Now, when I say boonless, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but what I basically mean is we're just not going to take any Olympian gods. So none of the ones that offer, you know, their regular boons, as well as no Hermes, but we will take, unless we're forced to, obviously. But again, we're going to try to do our best to make sure we don't actually use whatever they're offering for their boons. We'll hang on to them until we can purge them, and then that's it. But we will take Chaos, because Chaos is not an Olympian, and so we will make full use of his boons. And there is actually some hidden dialogue. We won't see it on this run because I've already achieved it on this file, but there is some hidden dialogue if you manage to clear or if you at least manage to reach Hades without any Olympians in your god pool. Or not in your god pool, but in your, like, if you don't have any Olympian boons as you fight Hades, he will comment on it. And there's some kind of fun hidden dialogue for that. There's even a hidden end screen, you know, the little bonuses that appear in the top right corner where it says like Boon Purger or, you know, it says Boon Purger or it says middle management cutter or made friends along the way. There's one that reads 100% Olympian free, which I think that's pretty fun too. I don't know if we'll come across that or not, because I know I've seen it once. I don't know if you can see it more than once. Probably more likely we're going to see Boon Purger, because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be purging a lot of boons. Alright, here we go. What do we got? It's kind of impossible to avoid using any of these. I don't really want to use the Faded Persuasion, but I want to keep this honest. There we go, Curse of Pain. And now we just won't use our special. We won't really need the Faded Authorities for much. We're really just going to need it for Chaos, and hopefully we won't need it for Chaos very much. Hopefully we get offered good stuff without needing to reroll. But no guarantee there. But worst case scenario, we'll just take some more, some extra keys, and that will give us the Faded Authorities that we need. There we go.
Right there.
And there's a Faded Authority right there. Perfect. Okay, we'll take the palm just because I don't want the boon. I don't really care what we palm, it doesn't matter. Now, when it comes to doing boonless runs, I personally consider Guan Yu to be, honestly, the easiest weapon to do boonless runs with. Because it does do significant damage. It's got a unique effect even without boons supplementing it, and it makes excellent use of Daedalus hammers. It also means that you can set your Pact of Punishment settings in such a way that works with a boonless run that wouldn't otherwise work with a different type of run. Doesn't really matter. What do we got here? Okay, no, not gonna take any of that. Okay, no Centaur Heart in the shop, so we'll just move on.
I'm back, ladies.
Okay, I cannot use my cast, unfortunately, because I have Artemis on there. So I won't be able to make use of Boiling Blood for this fight, but I don't think we'll need it. Meg is not so dangerous that we need to worry about dealing the bonus damage to her. Ah, that's another thing. The Guan Yu spin attack, the Blade Rift, actually does destroy projectiles, which makes it quite handy as well. There's a few weapons that don't destroy projectiles, such as like the Adamant Rail, for an example. Particularly, Lucifer is annoyingly notorious for not disrupting projectiles, despite completely disrupting your movement when you use it. Okay, we do need to be a little bit careful. We're a little low on health here. I would appreciate it if you'd stop using that projectile attack, please. It's a little hard to charge up when you do that. Oh my gosh, Meg. Can you cut it out, please? Hades sure will be fun to fight with this. That was sarcasm. That's the one thing I'm not really looking forward to with this build, is taking on Hades. Gotcha. Okay, there we go. That's Meg. And you know what? We still only cleared that in, what, 7.5 minutes? If we had tight deadline on 9 minutes, we would actually still be okay right now.
No darkness.
But yeah, no question about it, this is a very slow build. Okay, True Shot, Curse of Pain, goodbye. Don't really need any of that. And unfortunately we didn't get to use the Cosmic Egg, but we are now at a point where we're going to need to start doing some more damage. So we're going to take the Shattered Shackle.
Let's go up.
If we come across the Chaos, it's not like we won't be able to use him at all. It's just a matter of, okay, we'll have to pay to get in, and we may not get the higher rarity. But we still might. Okay, let's get our health back from the fight with Meg. There we go. Oh. Ah! Ah! Really? Okay. Wait, where'd you go? Oh, okay. Well, so much for getting our health back. Now we're just gotta press on. Okay, auto reload is fine. We're not using our cast right now. And that'll purge for a good amount. There we go, Centaur Heart, perfect. More, more, more. We want as much health as we can get. Ooh, hasted enemies. This is a challenge. Kind of have to lure them over and then time our attack to keep our distance away from them, because they will hit hard if we don't keep our distance. Especially these things. They have a tendency to pummel repeatedly. There we go. As soon as we can rip down their armor, the Blade Rift will stun them, so that's something, but we can't expect to be able to charge up our spin attack before they get an attack off. And since we don't have Flaring Spin, we won't, we're not sturdy. We don't really want to go for Flaring Spin, but I mean, it's not a bad choice, it's just not the one that we want to prioritize. We really want to get Quick Spin if we can. Okay, yeah, we'll take the shop, see if we can find another Centaur Heart. Yep, there's one there, perfect. Okay, Demeter, that's fine. Who do we have? Demeter, Ares, Artemis. What kind of build would we have done if we'd come across those naturally? Maybe Hunting Blades? Like an Achilles build or something? Or maybe, I don't know. There we go, yep. Ah, because I have auto reload, I technically can't use my cast. Not by the self-imposed restrictions I've set on this build. That's okay. We're doing fine. We're still in good health. Haven't lost any of our death defiances. Frost Flourish? I hope so. There we go, Frost Flourish, perfect.
Oh, that's brisk.
Another Centaur Heart, excellent. The more the better.
Slam dancers.
Yeah, I was saying something though about Guan Yu's probably my favorite weapon to do Boonless runs with, but it's not the only one, actually. The other one that I like to do as well is Arthur Sword, for similar reasons. You know, you can reduce the amount of damage that you take with the Greater Consecration. It deals significant damage on its own just as an aspect, so it works well with the Shattered Shackle. And there are some hammers you can get that are comparable to or even better than some of the boons that you could get to increase its damage. You can get things like Shadow Slash or Breaching Slash. You can get Hoarding Slash. Hoarding Slash is actually a very good hammer to go for with Arthur's Sword if you're doing a boonless run, because you can focus on prioritizing getting epic rarity boons and then purge them and just get the obol back and just focus on taking obol. Every time you take 100 obol, you gain 5% damage. So it's, I think I did a Hoarding Slash build, boonless Arthur run, where I ended up with about 3,000 obol by the end of the run. So that was fun. Okay, what do we have? We have a Hermes boon and a Demeter boon. This is going to seem weird. I'm going to take Athena and I'm going to deliberately fail the Arabescate because I don't want another boon.
I know where you
If I get forced to take a third one for whatever reason, I don't want to... Like, if I get forced to take another one after this, I don't want to have 4 boons because I can only purge 3. Unless I waste a Fated Authority, or Fated Persuasion, which I really don't want to do that on a Well of Charon. I'd much rather save that for Chaos. I'm going to pretend to try to do this, but I will take a hit at the end, whether it's intentional or not, only because I don't want the boon. I'm going to at least try... There we go. Okay, we lost. That's what we're going for. We don't want the boon. Come on, come on. There you are. Can you just stand still for a second? Thank you. No, 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 don't you dare. There we go. Okay, where's the last one? There he is. Okay, yeah, this guy's easy. Oh, no! Oh, okay, I didn't mean to use my cast. I'm gonna pretend that that's okay still, because I only used it once, and technically auto-reload didn't matter in that situation.
That's better.
All right, Lenny, let's go. You're looking very pretty today with your blue horns. Okay. Charge that up all the way. There we go. Okay, let's get this guy. Get you first, and then you. Ah! We'll get you. There we go. Let's get you. Ah! Not sturdy. That's the problem. This is actually a build that works well with Unshakable Metal, if you can get that. This aspect, I should say. Not this build. We're doing a boonless run. But Guan Yu works really well with Unshakable Metal. Just not being able to not be stunned makes a huge difference when charging up your spin attack. Oh, can you chill out, please? There we go. Full power. Oh, come on. Please reach. Oh. The only reason that happened is because Lerny's invincible in the air like that, which I think is ridiculous. That's not fair. Like, come on. There we go, whatever. Doesn't matter. Moving on. Not really worried about losing Death Defiances. We might need them against Hades, but I don't know. Maybe not. Depends on what we get in the chamber up ahead. Okay. Purge all our boons. Ooh, Light of Ixion. Here we go. Chaos. Let's do this.
Onward then.
Now, the only reason I might not take Chaos is if a Daedalus Hammer gets offered instead. And then it's going to be a decision.
Pleasant temperature.
No, we're going to go for Chaos. The Hammer will be offered again, I'm sure. If it doesn't, I'm going to be really disappointed, but we'll see. Okay, that's awful, so we're going to re-roll these.
What else we got?
Let's see. That's still awful. Let's re-roll this one more time. There we go. Okay, 4 chambers of hidden previews. That doesn't really matter. 66% bonus damage for that. Great. These are all blue chambers, so it doesn't really matter what we get. Now, the Enshrouded Curse is actually something that Fated Authority works with, as opposed to Fated Persuasion, because you can see if a room can be altered or not, which means that if you have Fated Authority and you have the Enshrouded Curse, and you can see, oh, this room can't be altered, then you know that's either a Charon shop or one of your friends like Patroclus. But you can't see that with Fated Persuasion, which is yet another reason why I like Fated Authority. The only thing that's going to bite us is if one of the rooms that we cannot see is a hammer, and it ends up being the only other time it gets offered, and we don't take it because we can't see it. Or if we accidentally end up taking too many boons. But hopefully we can purge them if that gets to be the case. Alright. Proceed or proceed? What do we want to do? Let's hope for the best here. Oh, Charon shop. Take the Centaur Heart, absolutely. We're just going to take the left chamber every time. Oh, Patroclus too. Okay.
Come on this way for all your...
You know what? Cyclops Turkey Select would be great. It's only for 10 encounters. Kiss of Styx Premium would be nice too. We did lose one, but we may be able to buy one. We got lots of obol. Let's go with Cyclops Turkey. And last chamber.
My boon from Master Chaos has evolved.
Perfect. Okay, we got some bonus attack already.
Soul sucking.
And we only really had to fight one encounter without that. Okay, we're going to be offered a boon here. I don't really care what it is, but we'll find out. We'll find out what it is. Okay, butterfly ball, please just sit still for a second. Just need to go with small rifts just for the time being, just to, yeah, there we go. Got rid of the butterfly ball. Now we can go with the big rifts again. Ah! Those great bows are going to be annoying if we don't deal with them. Okay. Some health hack. There we go. Got it.
Catch this soul, thanks.
Curse of Pain. There we go. We don't need to use our special. Daedalus Hammer. Excellent. Alright, now we're laughing. Let's just hope we get a good one. There's a couple we could be offered that could be really helpful. We could be offered Quick Spin. That would be ideal. We could be offered, I think it's called Winged Serpent or something like that, where the rift lasts longer and travels farther. That's okay. Flaring Spin would be good for being sturdy. We don't have to worry about getting interrupted when we're charging up our spin attack. But at the end of the day, quick spin is what we really want. Now, if we're not offered it, we may be able to cheese it in sticks if we get offered the Daedalus Anvil, which I can show you how that works as well. That's a fun little thing you can do. It's probably not developer intended. You can probably call it an exploit. So if you want to call it cheating, I guess go for it. But if you're desperate to finish a run and you don't think you have what it takes, oh, look at that quick spin! Let's go! Let's go! All right. We got quick spin, we got massive spin, now we can just launch these things at full power like it's nothing. Interesting thing about the spear spin attack that you may not know about is that you can launch it and dash at the same time. If you have it charged up and you press the dash button, it'll immediately launch it in the direction that you dash. That works especially well with Hades' spear, because the Hades spear already gets the increased radius, but by dashing with it, you can hit everything not just around you, but on the way as well. But it does help with some mobility. Okay, I was waiting for an enemy to spawn in and didn't realize there was one over here. Okay, can you stop running away, please? Thank you. There we go. Here we go. That's what I was waiting for. So even if we take a bunch of hits right now, it doesn't really matter because we're going to be regenerating health so quickly with these massive spins that we're fine, honestly. Doesn't mean we want to be stupid, but it's easy to make up whatever health we lose at this point. Centaur Heart, perfect. More and more and more. Now, for this to be a true Boonless run, we are going to have a little bit of good luck in sticks. But we'll see what happens there. And that's one of the reasons actually why I would have preferred to take Fated Authority instead of Persuasion, is just for sticks, because otherwise we may not actually make this a proper Boonless run. But if we're lucky, we'll be able to get it anyway. We don't need the boon. Let's take the shop. Let's see if we can get another Centaur Heart. Nope. We don't need anything then. Alright, moving on.
Gentlemen, I'm back.
We've nothing.
Call this spin attack. This is a spin attack. Oh, okay. Maybe don't stand in the bomb blast zone. Oh, let's maybe not stand around him while he's doing that. There we go. Mysterious is down. Now it's just Theseus. If we do this properly, we can basically have him wander directly into the path of our spin attack. Just like that. We don't have anything on our cast. We could actually use Boiling Blood on him. So let's fire our cast. That's not an Olympian thing. There we go. Alright, well, that's Elysium cleared Boonless with Guan Yu. Let's see if we can get through Styx.
That's mine.
We
You enjoyed the show, my good shade?
have lots of Obel. We are missing a Death Define, so it'd be nice if we could replenish that. Goodbye, Curse of Pain.
Use the extra coin.
No dice. Okay. Eris Bangle's kind of useless in this situation. Night Spindle. We're going to see if we can do this without using our Chthonic Companions as well. We definitely want to keep the Shattered Shackle, so we're just going to move on. Okay. Now let's see if we've got the luck we need to actually make this a proper Boonless run without Fated Authority. We'll find out. Okay, we are being offered 3 boons, a Centaur Heart, and some Obel. Oh, by the way, in case you were wondering, what happens if you pick up a palm and you don't have a boon? You get spare wealth. Kind of a bad deal if you've got convenience fee on, but otherwise, it's not actually that bad. We'll buy the Centaur Heart, might as well. Okay, so we have to be lucky here. We have to hope that we can get the Satyr Sack in 2 chambers, because if we can't, this is no longer a Boonless run. I was hoping we'd be offered a palm, but I guess since we don't have any boons, it seems that's probably fairly unlikely. We may get lucky enough to get the Satyr Sack in 2 chambers. And if that happens, then, yep, this will be full Boonless run. And if it doesn't, then, well, technically it won't be, but we'll still treat it that way and just not use whatever boon we take from whatever god we end up with. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's get through these chambers first and see what comes up.
No way. I can't. Another one of those especially gigantic vermin.
There we go. Okay, can I please take out this thing now? Thank you. There we go. That's more like it. Good.
Time to collect.
Okay.
Back.
And now we're going to take the Centaur Heart.
Those passageways.
Now, if we had Fated Authority instead of Persuasion, we could re-roll these chambers to give us more Centaur Hearts or Obel or whatever we need so that we don't take boons. But I really wanted to take Fated Authority, or Fated, sorry, I'm mixing all words here. I really wanted to take Fated Persuasion just for the Chaos boons, and I'm glad we did, because we did get that Chaos Strike as a result, the Enshrouded Strike. But it does mean we need to be lucky here. We are lucky. We have a Boonless run. We have a full-on Boonless run. Here we go. All right, let's go.
That's a relief.
Let's go.
Hope this can get me out of here.
Okay.
Is that coming right? The prince
So, we're going into Hades with Guan Yu, and we have no boons. We have Massive Spin, the Aspect of Guan Yu, Enshrouded Strike, and Quick Spin. That's it. That's the entire... that's our entire build. And we're going to take on Extremist Measures Hades. Let's see if we can do this. This is so stupid. No one should ever do this. It's fun if you can pull it off, but no one should ever do this. All right, Hades, bring it on. You know what, because we don't have any boons and we don't have anything on our cast, we can absolutely make use of it for Boiling Blood, though.
Prepare.
Ah! Okay. I wish that our spin attack would stop those skulls from traveling, but they don't. It does stop his spear when he throws it. Oh, that was dumb. But it does not disrupt the... Oh, skull crushers. Lovely. Well, I suppose I'd prefer those to a butterfly ball or something. Yeah, see, when he tries to throw a spear, it just gets stopped cold by the Frostfair Blade Strike. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Yeah, you can sometimes see where he's going to appear just by checking to see his footprints in the snow. Oh, lovely! A wretched sneak. What a great enemy to fight in this arena. Something that could potentially disrupt us and lovely. Yeah. Oh, this is okay. We gotta be careful now.
There is no escape.
Ah. Ah. Okay. Okay, this is bad. We have to focus on avoiding those waves for a second here, because... There we go. There, okay. I'm actually going to focus on the Wretched Sneak more than Hades, because this thing is going to really annoy me if I don't deal with it.
It's my last chance.
Even though I do have to kind of be careful of everybody. There we go. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Close. Don't think I got him. Nope. There we go. We got him. Okay. And take out the Skull Crusher too. Oh, except... watch out for boiling blood. Yeah, we need to be careful here. No one ever said Boonless runs were easy. They're fun. They're far from easy. Okay. There we go. Okay, now we don't have to worry about the little minion things, so we don't have to worry about the Skull Crushers or the Wretched Sneak. Now it's just him. As long as we play this a little bit safe and smart, we should be fine. These little skulls that he fires at us are ways for us to regenerate some health. And we're dealing okay damage. Not outstanding, but, you know, sufficient. Enough that we can at least avoid getting one shot by Hades. And then from there we just need to be a little bit careful. Okay, I'm trying to aim it around the... There we go. Now the nice thing about this is... That was close. Because forced overtime is turned down, he's a lot easier to avoid. It's a lot easier to time my dodges around him.
I have something for you.
Ow, okay. Yes, you stand there and heal, and I will do the same. Thank you. Okay, we have to watch out for that one skull over there. There we go. Is he going to call down Cerberus at some point here? Like, sure taking his time. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. Thank you. Okay, now that that's out of the way, we can focus again on this. Okay. We gotta watch out for those skulls. Got him. Okay. Round 3. We're going in with good health. No death defiances, so we can't afford to make too many mistakes here. But we can... Whoa, okay. That was a bit of a mistake, but that's okay. Where is he? 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 There he is. There he is. There we go. Whoa! Okay, good. Ah! That was a mistake. Oh, that's okay. You want to heal? So will I then. Go ahead, bring up your little urns. Just means you can stand still while I hit you.
Okay, that hurt.
No, I'm not worried too much. We are in good shape here. There we go. Good. Where is he? Oh, once you start to play with forced overtime on, this just feels easy. There we go. Boonless Guan Yu.
Get you yet.
I did it. In my father's name.
Boon Purger. That's the bonus we got. I was hoping it would say 100% Olympian free, but I think you can only get that once. Okay, so what's the build? This. That's it. That's the whole build. You don't even really need the chaos thing. It's more the shattered shackle is more important. There's our build. There's literally nothing left to the build. There's no boons at all. This is Boonless Guan Yu. Don't do this. This is dumb. This is a dumb build. It's actually fairly safe if you know what you're doing, but it's a stupid build. But yeah, no, I oftentimes see some people saying Guan Yu really sucks. Never use Guan Yu. Guan Yu should never be used for 32 heat. Well, you can use Guan Yu at 32 heat, and you don't even need an Olympian. Honestly, it's actually a very powerful weapon. It's just slow. That's really all it is. It's very slow. This took us it was a 32-minute clear time. It's not a fast build. But hey, here it is. 32 heat Guan Yu. No boons. Alright. Okay, that'll do it for this episode. So thanks for tuning in, and next time we'll do something a little less silly. So see you next time.